Deep within a lush forest, teeming with life, lived a mighty elephant. He was massive, with thick legs like pillars and tusks that could uproot trees. The elephant knew his strength. He knew he was the largest in the land. This knowledge filled him with pride, a dangerous pride that blinded him to the feelings of others. The other animals, from tiny mice to graceful deer, learned to fear the elephant's arrogance. He would barge through the forest, caring little for the creatures in his path. He would gobble up the best fruits, leaving scraps for the rest. He scoffed at their warnings, their pleas for him to be more mindful. "I am the strongest," he would bellow, "and the forest bends to my will." His booming voice echoed through the trees, a constant reminder of his dominance. Little did he know his pride would soon be his downfall, for even the mightiest giants can be brought low by cunning and deceit. The forest, though seemingly silent in the face of his arrogance, held secrets, and whispers of revenge began to stir in the shadows. A pack of cunning jackals, their bellies grumbling with hunger, arrived in the forest. They were sleek and swift, their eyes gleaming with intelligence. Food was scarce, and they desperately searched for a meal, their noses twitching at the faintest scent of prey. Their search led them to the heart of the elephant's domain, where fruit lay scattered and half-eaten on the ground. The jackals, emboldened by their hunger, dared to snatch at the fallen fruit. This act of defiance, small though it seemed, enraged the elephant. He trumpeted in fury, his loud call shaking the very ground beneath their feet. He charged at the jackals, scattering them like leaves in a storm. The jackals, nimble and quick, easily evaded the elephant's clumsy steps. They yipped and danced just out of his reach, their mocking laughter echoing through the trees. Frustrated and fuming, the elephant could only watch as the jackals disappeared into the safety of the dense undergrowth. His pride was wounded, his anger burning hotter. He vowed to himself that he would have his revenge on these insolent creatures. Deep within their hidden den, the jackals huddled, sharing their meager findings. They knew they couldn't survive by stealing scraps from the arrogant elephant. They needed a plan, a way to outsmart the giant and secure a plentiful meal for themselves. Among them was an old jackal, his fur tinged with grey, his eyes holding the wisdom of many seasons. He had seen the elephant's arrogance, had witnessed his disregard for the other creatures of the forest. He knew that brute strength wasn't everything, that even the most powerful could be brought down with a little cunning. The old jackal cleared his throat, and the other jackals fell silent, their ears perked, eager to hear his words. "The elephant is strong," he rasped, his voice low and steady, "but he's also proud and foolish. We can use this against him." A murmur ran through the pack, a mix of fear and excitement. They knew the dangers of facing the elephant head-on, but they also trusted the old one's wisdom. They listened intently as he began to unravel his plan, a plan as cunning and intricate as the web of a spider. Section 4. Flattery and deception leading the giant astray. The old jackal's plan hinged on deceit, on using the elephant's arrogance against him. He gathered the pack and laid out his instructions, each one carefully crafted to exploit the elephant's weaknesses. They would approach the elephant not with fear or aggression, but with flattery and false admiration. They would praise his strength, his size, his dominance over the forest. They would stroke his ego, making him believe they were nothing more than humble admirers, and then they would lead him astray, guiding him towards a trap of their own making. The jackals, masters of disguise and deception, put on their bravest faces and approached the elephant once more. They bowed low, their voices filled with feigned respect as they showered him with compliments. "O mighty elephant," they crooned, "your strength is unmatched, your wisdom unparalleled." The elephant, easily swayed by their flattery, puffed up his chest and basked in their praise. He had forgotten all about chasing them away, blinded by his own inflated sense of self-importance. Section 5. A fall from grace, the swamp's embrace. The jackals led the arrogant elephant deeper into the forest. They guided him towards a hidden swamp. The swamp would be the elephant's undoing. Blinded by pride, he followed willingly. He trumpeted with delight, unaware of the danger. The ground grew softer, the air thick with decay. The jackals stopped at the swamp's edge. "A place of great power," they announced. "Only the strongest dare to tread." The elephant charged into the swamp. He sank quickly, the mud pulling him down. His trumpeting turned to cries of fear. The jackals watched, their plan a success. The mighty elephant was trapped. He learned a harsh lesson that day. The forest sighed in relief. Balance was restored. The jackals melted into the shadows.